Almost nobody who picks up a tattoo machine has ever asked themselves the most important question in tattooing. And the fact that they've not asked it is the reason most beginners struggle for years before they realise what they've actually been doing wrong. The question is this: what is a tattoo actually? Not how do you do one, not how do you make one look good, not how do you avoid the common mistakes. What is one? And I want to spend the next 10 minutes or so answering that question properly, because once you understand what a tattoo actually is at a mechanical level, every single decision that you make from that point on becomes easy. Every technique starts to make sense. Every problem becomes diagnosable. Every piece of advice that you have ever heard about tattooing can be evaluated for whether it's actually useful and makes sense, or whether it's built on a misunderstanding. This is the foundation of everything that I teach. And the reason I'm making this video is that I've lost count of the number of artists that I've spoken to, some of them years into their careers, who have never had this explained to them properly. Not because they were lazy or uninterested, but because nobody ever sat them down and asked them plainly what they thought they were doing when they tattooed. So that is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to ask you, and then I'm going to walk you through the answer almost nobody in this industry articulates, in my opinion, clearly. Let me start with the answer that most people give, often without realising that they're giving it. Most beginners and many working artists think of tattooing as a form of drawing. They imagine themselves as artists with a machine instead of a pen, depositing pigment onto a surface instead of paper. When they pick up a tattoo machine, they hold it like they hold a pen. They draw with it the way that they would draw with a pen. They think about lines the way that they think about lines on paper. And they think about the surface the same way they would a sheet of paper. They think about the ink the way they think about pen ink. And the entire mental model they bring to the work is shaped, almost without their realising it, by the fact that they have been drawing since they were 3 years old. And tattooing is the closest thing that they have ever encountered to drawing. I do not blame them for this. The model is intuitive. The machine looks like a pen. The work happens on a surface. The result is a visible mark. If you have spent your whole life drawing, it makes complete sense to assume that tattooing is just drawing with different tools. But it is wrong, almost completely wrong in fact. And the consequences of having the wrong mental model run through every single thing a beginner does. Every line they pull, every problem they cannot solve, every piece of advice that does not seem to make sense to them. Let me show you why. Skin is not paper. Paper is a flat, dry, fixed surface. It does not move, it does not bounce, it does not have layers. It accepts pigment passively, sitting still while the pen leaves a mark on its surface. Skin does none of those things. Skin is living, elastic tissue with multiple layers that bounces and compresses when touched, that responds to pressure, that has its own give and its own tension, that heals around anything inserted into it. When you tattoo, you are not laying pigment on a surface of a stable medium. You're doing something completely different. The pen does not penetrate the paper. It glides across the top. The tattoo needle penetrates the skin. It goes inside. And the pigment is not sitting on the surface of the skin. It is being placed underneath the surface. That single fact changes everything. A pen on paper is a surface activity. A tattoo needle in skin is an internal activity. We are not drawing on the body, you are placing pigment inside the body. Those are not similar, they are completely different things. So let me get into the actual mechanical reality of what is happening when you tattoo. And I want you to listen really carefully to this, because once you absorb this, you will never look at the craft the same way again. Your skin has got multiple layers. The two that matter for us are the top two. The very top layer is called epidermis. It is the part of your skin that you can see. As we're looking at his hands, we're seeing the epidermis. It is the part that you wash, the part that gets sunburn, the part that ages, the part that sheds and regenerates itself constantly throughout your life. The epidermis is replacing itself completely every few weeks. Whatever is in the epidermis does not stay in the epidermis. It gets shed off naturally as your body recycles through new cells. This is critical. if you deposit pigment into the epidermis, the pigment will just shed off with the skin cells over following weeks. The tattoo will fade, eventually it's going to disappear. The tattoo that sits in the epidermis is not a tattoo essentially. It is a temporary mark on cells that are about to die. Underneath the epidermis is the second layer called the dermis. The dermis does not shed. The dermis stays. The dermis is deeper, structural layer of the skin, and anything that gets placed inside it tends to stay there for the lifetime of the body, sealed by the surrounding tissue. A real tattoo lives in the dermis. The pigment is deposited there. The body heals around it, and the pigment is trapped permanently inside the second layer of skin. What you see on the surface when you're looking at a tattoo is the pigment in the dermis layer, visible through a translucent layer of the epidermis above it. The pigment itself is not actually on the surface. It is underneath the surface, viewed through it. This is why tattoos look slightly different the day they are done, the day they are healed, and then 10 years later. The pigment has not changed. The epidermis above it has changed, healed, recovered, and then aged. Now, with that picture in your head, let me tell you what the tattoo machine actually does. The tattoo machine is a precision puncturing device. It is not a pen, it is not a brush, it is not an applicator. It is a needle or a group of needles that cycles up and down at high speed, somewhere between 60 and 150 times per second on average. Each cycle, the needle penetrates the skin to a precise depth, breaks the surface of the epidermis, enters the dermis and deposits a small amount of pigment from the tip of the needle to the second layer of skin. Then the needle retracts. The skin, being elastic, closes around the small puncture that it's just made. Inside, the pigment is going to remain. Then the cycle repeats 100 times per second. Each cycle is a puncture. Each puncture is a deposit. A tattoo line, the kind that you see on a finished piece, is the visible result of thousands and thousands of these small, individual, precise puncture and deposit events. Stop and think about that for a moment. When you look at a clean, beautiful tattoo line on somebody's body, what you are actually seeing is several thousand small puncture wounds, each one containing a tiny deposit of pigment sealed inside the dermis, sitting side by side so closely together that the human eye reads them as a single continuous line. It is not a drawn line, it is a perceived line. The trick of the eye made possible by the fact that the deposits are placed so close together that you cannot see the gaps between them. If the deposits are placed correctly, the line looks clean and solid and continuous. If even some of those deposits are misplaced, too shallow, too deep, too far apart, or at the wrong angle, the line fails. The eye begins to see the gaps. The lines look patchy or grey or unclear. This is what a tattoo actually is. It is a controlled, repeated puncturing of the skin. Pigment placed into the dermis. The body healing around it. The visible result viewed through the layer above. Perceived by the eye as a continuous mark. Essentially, it is a wound. A precisely controlled, healing wound with colour trapped inside. It is not a drawing. Now, let me show you why this matters, because the entire reason that I'm making this video is not just to give you a clearer understanding of the biology, it is to show you how every single decision that you make as a tattoo artist becomes easier and clearer once you've got the right mental model. Once you understand that a tattoo is a controlled puncturing of skin, depositing pigment into the dermis, certain questions stop being mysterious. For example, why does depth matter so much? I'll just let that sit for a moment. Because depth is the difference between depositing pigment into the dermis, where it'll stay forever, and depositing it into the epidermis above, where it'll just shed away, or the hypodermis below, where it's going to spread. It allows it to move. Because depth is the difference between a tattoo and a failure. There is no analogy for this in drawing. Drawing has no depth. Drawing is a surface activity, but tattooing is an internal activity, and depth is everything. Or another example, why does skin tension matter so much? I'll just let that sink in for a moment. Because the skin is elastic, and elastic surfaces bounce when struck. Drawing on paper does not have that same problem because paper does not bounce, but skin bounces. And if you do not manage the bounce, your needle cannot reach the same depth on every single cycle, which means that your pigment cannot be deposited consistently. Tension matters because skin moves, paper does not move. Or another, why is it that a great tattoo artist makes the work look effortless? Because what they are actually doing is depositing pigment at a consistent depth into a moving elastic surface while compensating for bounce, while managing tension, while keeping their hands still and the forearm pivoting cleanly and the body posture aligned. It's one of the more mechanically complex acts in any craft. The effortlessness is the result of years of training. The work itself is anything but effortless. But see how the questions change once you've got the right mental model. You stop asking how do I draw a clean line and start asking how do I deposit pigment consistently into a moving surface. You stop asking how do I steady my hand and start asking how do I make 100 individual deposits land at the same depth in the same place with the same saturation. You stop thinking of yourself as someone making marks on a surface and start thinking of yourself as someone making controlled deposits inside a body. That shift, it is so small in terms of words, but in terms of consequences, it is enormous. Almost every single question that you will ever ask about tattooing becomes more answerable once you have the right model. And I want to leave you with again, just a wider thought, because I think this video is more than just about the topic of tattooing. In any craft, the gap between an amateur and a professional often comes down to a single thing. The professional has the correct mental model of what they are doing. The amateur does not. It is not always about technique alone. It is not always about practice. It is often about what the person believes they are doing at the most basic level when they pick up their tools. A carpenter who thinks of wood as a passive material that gets shaped by force will build different things and worse things than a carpenter who thinks of wood as a living material with grain and tension and direction that must be respected. A chef who thinks of cooking as an application of heat to ingredients will produce different food to a chef who thinks of cooking as a controlled transformation of proteins, sugars and fats over time. Same tools, same ingredients, different mental model, different results. Tattooing, in my opinion, is no different. The artists who improve fastest are the ones who absorb the right model early. The artists who plateau are the ones who keep operating in the totally wrong one, for years sometimes, never quite understanding why the work does not improve at the rate that they expected. So if you've spent any time tattooing already and you've been frustrated by inconsistent results, I want you to just consider, honestly, whether you've been operating on the wrong model this entire time. Because if you have, the good news is that the fix is not more practice, the fix is a new model, and you already have it now. From this point forward, you can practice as a tattoo artist, not as someone drawing with a machine. The difference will show up in your work faster than what you think, just that change in thought. If you want the full theoretical framework, every concept that flows from this single understanding, every technique that depends on it, every practical lesson built on top of it, that is exactly what I've built my entire courses around, starting with the fundamentals of tattooing. Theory first, mechanics first, causes before the symptoms. The link is below. Watch the next lesson on this channel anyway. I want to say thank you for everybody that's still here. I can rant on a little bit, but I'm just so passionate about what I do, and I want everybody to understand things in the best and most in-depth way possible. So I really do appreciate every single one of you that's still here. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.